Problem based on the kinetic energy. First problem is two masses of 1 gram and 9 gram are moving with equal kinetic energies. The ratio of magnitude of their respective momenta is. Options are 1 to 9, 9 to 1, 1 to 3 and 3 to 1. We are given that mass of the objects are 1 gram and 9 gram and their kinetic energies are equal. So K1 equal to K2. And we know the relation between kinetic energy and the momentum K equal to P square by 2m. So P will be equal to root 2mk. We have to find the ratio of magnitude of the momentum. So P1 by P2 will be equal to a square root of 2m1k1 divided by root 2m2k2. Because k1 and k2 are equal, so they get cancelled. 2 and 2 get cancelled. So P1 by P2 will be equal to the square root of m1 by m2. And m1 is 1 and m2 is 9. Therefore, it is 1 by 3. So option C is the correct option. Second question is, a particle of mass m is moving in a horizontal circle of radius r with uniform speed v. When it moves from one point to diametrically opposite points, its kinetic energy changes by mv square by 4. Momentum does not change. Option C is momentum changes by 2 mv and D is kinetic energy changes by mv square. Because mass body is moving in a circular path with uniform speed, so it is a case of uniform circular motion, and in uniform circular motion velocity have the magnitude same at all points. So kinetic energy K, which is given by half mv square, and it depends on the magnitude of the velocity, it will be same for all points on the circular path. Hence option A is incorrect, option D is incorrect. Now we have to check the momentum, which is given by mass into velocity. It is a vector quantity. It depends on the direction of the velocity, and velocity direction changes point to point on the circular path. Therefore, momentum at point A will be written as mva and momentum at point B will be mvb. Here, magnitude of velocity A will be equal to magnitude of velocity B and say it is v, while the direction are opposite. So we can write vector vb will be equal to minus of vector va. So change in momentum PA, delta P will be equal to PA minus PB. This PA can be written as MVA minus MVB. It is equal to MVA minus M, and VB is minus VA. So it will be equal to 2M VA. And magnitude of the velocity at each point is, we have considered V. So it is equal to 2mv. Hence, option C is the correct option. Momentum changes by 2mv, while the option B will be incorrect. Third question is, a particle is projected making an angle of 45 degree with horizontal, having the kinetic energy K. The kinetic energy at highest point will be. Initially, particle is projected from the point A with the speed u at an angle of theta, which is 45 degree with the horizontal. We resolve this velocity in two perpendicular components. Horizontal component is u cos theta and vertical component is u sin theta. There is no acceleration in horizontal direction, so u cos theta remains unchanged. So at point B, horizontal component is u cos theta. And the vertical component u sin theta, which is directed upward, it decreases because of the gravity, as gravitational acceleration is working downward, and highest point this vertical component of velocity becomes 0. So initially when the object is projected at point A, its kinetic energy is half m into u square. This is the equation number 1. And when it reach at point B, the only velocity is u cos theta. So we can write k at point B will be equal to half into m and u cos theta square. This is the equation number 2, where theta equal to 45 degree. So kb will be equal to half m u square into cos square 45 degree. Half m u square from equation number 1 is k, and cos 45 is 1 by root 2 and it is square. So we can write kb equal to k by 2. Hence option B is the correct option. Fourth question is, an engine pumps water continuously through a hose. Water leaves the hose with a velocity v, and m is the mass per unit length of the water jet. What is the rate at which the kinetic energy is imparted to the water? Kinetic energy is given by half mv square. So rate at which kinetic energy is imparted to water is dk by dt. So we differentiate with respect to time. It is equal to half and v square are constant, so it is dm by dt. So it is equal to half v square into, and now dm by dt can be written as dm by dl into dl by dt, where dm by dl is the mass per unit length, which is given m, and dl by dt is the velocity v. So we can write it is half v square into m into v, or half m v cube. Hence option D is the correct option. Fifth question is, the kinetic energy acquired by mass m in traveling a distance d starting from the rest under the action of a constant force is directly proportional to. Options are m raised to the power 0, that is it is independent of the mass. Option C is root m, and D is 1 by root m. So using the work energy theorem, which says that change in kinetic energy will be equal to the work done, and change in kinetic energy is final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy, and work done is force into displacement. Because initially object is at rest, therefore speed will be 0 and initial kinetic energy is 0. So we can write kf minus 0 will be equal to force into displacement into cos of the angle between them. Or we can write kf equal to fd cos theta. So kinetic energy acquired will be proportional to, because it is given that force is constant, so kf is proportional to d cos theta. Hence we can say that acquired kinetic energy is independent of the mass. Hence option B is the correct option. Sixth question is, if kinetic energy of a body is increased by 300%, then percentage change in the momentum will be. Options are 100%, 150%, 265%, or 73.2%. We know that kinetic energy is half mv square, and increase in kinetic energy is kf minus ki. This is the increase in kinetic energy divided by initial kinetic energy multiplied by 100. So this increase is 300. This implies that kf minus ki by ki equal to 300 by 100 equal to 3, or kf minus ki equal to 3 ki. We can say kf equal to 4 ki. We know that relation between kinetic energy and the momentum is k equal to p square by 2m. So this implies that p equal to root 2 mk. So initially momentum is root 2m ki, and final momentum is square root of 2m kf. Because kf is 4 times of ki, so we can write it is 2m into 4 times of ki, or it is equal to 2 root 2m ki, or from the value of pi we can write it is the 2 times of the initial momentum. So percentage change in the momentum will be pf minus pi divided by pi into 100. This will be equal to 2 pi minus pi by pi into 100, that is equal to pi by pi into 100, and it is equal to 100%. Hence option A is the correct option. Seventh question is, a stationary particle explodes into two particles of masses m1 and m2, which moves in opposite direction with velocities v1 and v2. The ratio of their kinetic energy E1 by E2 is. Options are m2 by m1, m1 by m2, 1, or m1 v2 by m2 v1. Using the conservation law of linear momentum, initial momentum of the system should equal to the final momentum of the system. Initially, particle was stationary, so momentum is 0, and finally after explosion it have two parts. One part is having the momentum say p1, and another part have the momentum say p2, where p1 is equal to m1 v1 and p2 is equal to m2 v2. So this implies that P1 will be equal to minus of P2, and we conclude that momentum have the same magnitude but opposite directions. Using the formula relating the kinetic energy and momentum, which is K equal to P square by 2m, and we have to find the ratio of kinetic energy E1 by E2 for the two particles. It will be equal to P1 square by 2m1 divided by P2 square by 2m2. Here P1 and P2 are magnitude of the momentum. So it will be equal to P1 square by P2 square. 2 and 2 get cancelled and remaining is m2 by m1. And we have already mentioned that magnitude of the momentum are same. So this P1 square and P2 square get also cancelled. Hence E1 by E2 will be equal to m2 by m1. Therefore, option A is the correct option. Eighth question is, a particle of mass 5m at rest suddenly breaks into its own into three fragments. Two fragments of mass m each move along mutually perpendicular directions with the speed v each. The energy released during the process is, and options are 3 by 5 mv square, 5 by 3 mv square, 3 by 2 mv square, or 4 by 3 mv square. From the conservation law of linear momentum, the initial momentum of the system must equal to the final momentum of the system. This implies that initial momentum of the system will be 0 as at rest as per question. So final momentum of the system which have the three fragments must also be 0. It is given that the two fragments which are of masses m and m moves with velocity v and v in mutually perpendicular direction. So their net momentum will be given by mv root 2. So to have the zero momentum as a final momentum, third fragment will have a momentum which will be also equal to mv by mv root 2 in magnitude but in opposite direction. Therefore, we can say that for third fragment, momentum is mv root 2 and it must be equal to the mass which is 3m for the third fragment as total mass is 5m and its velocity is suppose capital V. Therefore, velocity of the third fragment will be mv root 2 by 3m and n and m get cancelled. So it is v root 2 by 3. So to have the energy released during the process, it will be the sum of the kinetic energies of the three fragments, half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square plus half m3 v3 square. First fragment is having the mass m, velocity v. Second also have mass m, velocity v. Plus third fragment has mass 3m and its velocity we have found that it is v root 2 by 3 and it is square. In first two cases, if we add this is mv square plus then half 3m into v square into 2 by 9. And this 2 and 2 get cancelled and on cancelling by 3 it is 3. So we have mv square plus mv square by 3 and it is equal to 4 mv square by 3. Hence option D is the correct option. Ninth question is, a shell of mass 200 gram is ejected from a gun of mass 4 kilogram by an explosion that generates 1.05 kilojoule of energy. The initial velocity of the shell is, and options are 40 meter per second, 120 meter per second, 100 meter per second and 80 meter per second. Because explosion is an internal phenomena, so linear momentum of the system remains conserved. Therefore, using the conservation law of linear momentum, we can say initial momentum of the system must equal to the final momentum of system. Because system comprises gun which has mass capital M and velocity capital V, and shell which has mass small m and velocity small v. Therefore, we can write that m plus small m, and because initially the system was at rest, so it is 0 and it will be equal to m into capital V plus small m into small v. This implies that mv plus small mv will be equal to 0 or mv equal to minus mv, means the momentum of the gun will be equal to the momentum of the shell in terms of the magnitude but opposite in direction. So in terms of magnitude we can write mv will be equal to m into small v, or velocity of the gun will be equal to m into v by capital M. This is our equation number 1. Now it is given that the explosion generates the energy of 1.05 kilojoule, and this is the kinetic energy of the gun and the shell. So we can write that kinetic energy of shell plus kinetic energy of gun is equal to 1.05 kilojoule. So substituting the value, we will have half into mass of the shell is small m and velocity is small v, so it is half mv square plus half capital M capital V square. It is equal to 1.05 into 10 to the power 3 joule. Substituting the value of capital V from the equation 1, will have half mv square plus half capital M, and it is mv by capital M whole square. It is equal to 1.05 into 10 to the power 3. Here we can take the term 1 half mv square common, so we will have only 1 plus. Here capital M get cancelled by one of the capital M in denominator, and we will have simply m by capital M, and it is equal to 1.05 into 10 to the power 3. Now substitute the value which are given in the question. It is half into mass of the shell is 200 grams, so it is 0.2 into velocity of the v is the velocity of the shell which we have to find, so it is v square into 1 plus 0.2 divided by, and mass of the gun is 4 kilogram. It is equal to 1.05 into 10 to the power 3. This 2 get cancelled by this 2, so it is 0.1. So 0.1 into v square into, and now on adding we will have 4 by, and this is 4.2 equal to 1.05 into 10 to the power 3. So v square will be equal to 1.05 into 10 raised to the power 3 into 4 divided by 0.1 into 4.2. Multiplying 1.05 by 4, it will be 4.2 into 10 to the power 3 by 0.1 into 4.2. 4.2 get cancelled, and this 0 point, if we take into the numerator, it will come 10 to the power 3 into 10, or it is equal to 10 to the power 4. So v will be the square root of 10 to the power 4, that will be equal to 10 raised to the power 2 or 100 meter per second. So option C is the correct option.